boys and girls? Bunjamin Bok Choi here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the controversial ending to the 2025 Formula One Sim Racing Championship that just happened the other day. Now, going into the final race, Otis Lawrence, driving for Alpine, is ahead with 146 points, and Ismail Fassi is in P2 with 129 points. These are the only two drivers that have a chance of winning. Otis's job is a little bit easier. He just needs to finish P5 or higher to secure the championship, no matter what else happens during the race. Ismail needs a little bit more help from the rest of the grid. Ismail needs to win the race and have Otis finish P6 or lower. With P6, they would be tied on points, but because of this final win, that would put Ismail at 4 and Otis at 3. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing Ismail's name correctly. I'm not really sure. Haven't been watching much of the sim racing for the last couple of years, so I'm just gonna pronounce it the way it's spelled. So Ismail needs to finish in P1 and have some help from Otis. Now, the qualifying is like this: Frederick Rasmussen on pole, Ismail P2, Otis is in P3, but he's stuck in a Ferrari sandwich here with Barry Borman, the other Ferrari driver, in P4. Otis's own teammate, Danny Beresnay, is down in P6, but he's a couple spots behind the Ferraris and Otis, and it's going to be a little bit harder for him to get up there and get into the team battle. So it was controversial because Ismail did win the race, and Otis finished the race on track in P5, but because of a 1-second penalty, nobody was really sure where he finished. Now, fortunately for Otis, Duncan Houghlin in P6 also finished with a 3-second penalty, so Otis still finished in P5 at the end of it all. And what's made it so confusing was because some drivers were getting their penalties removed after the race and other drivers were not getting their penalties removed. Ismail also had a 3-second penalty during the race, which was ultimately removed at the end of the race, so you can kind of see why it was so confusing. The stewards took 30 minutes after the end of the race to kind of talk to each other and figure it out, but ultimately Otis won, even with the 1-second penalty. And the 1-second penalty came from the incident that we're about to see, which caused, I think, was the main cause of the controversy here. Here, going into the hotel section, Ismail and Otis make contact, and this is what caused a lot of the confusion at the end of the race. But I think it was so inconsequential anyway, because Ismail gets the position back at the end of the next sector, and he moves his way up to P1, where he ultimately wins. And Otis, I still think, did enough to maintain P5, and I don't think either driver is really innocent here. If we take a look at these two drivers and their POVs, I think Ismail does go in a little bit late and kind of forces the contact there, but Otis also turns in a little bit early. If you take a look at the three drivers ahead, Otis kind of turns in a little bit before those three drivers did, and they both kind of caused that collision there. I don't think a penalty was deserved there, even if it was just a 1-second penalty. I don't really think there was a penalty there. And we didn't even see this incident during the broadcast because the camera angle was looking back at the cars exiting the corner, and the incident happened behind the barriers, so we didn't even see it. They didn't announce the penalty until late. I think there was only like 4 or 5 laps left to go, and that kind of added to some of the confusion and a lot of the anger from the fans in the chat, which I really didn't understand. So, like I said, Ismail wins the race. He had a much stronger finish, 4 wins in a row to end the season. Otis had a much stronger start to the season, kind of lagged behind there, but he still does enough to maintain P5 here, and I think he deserved the championship. He did enough to deserve the championship here. It was kind of disheartening to see a lot of what was going on in the chat. A lot of people just spewing hate at Otis. I know, because a lot of Jarno Opmeer fans were in the chat, and Otis and Jarno have kind of gotten into it a few times in previous years. So there was a lot of animosity there between the fans and Otis, which I don't think he deserved. It's an 18-year-old kid fighting for the championship, and they were kind of using this little incident to just pile on with the hate. Like I said, which I don't understand. Who has the energy to wake up in the morning and go, you know what, I'm going to spend 2 hours watching this race and just talking shit about some driver I've never met and whose life doesn't affect mine? I don't really understand that. So please just leave those thoughts in your mind and don't bring that to the chats. I'm a huge Yarno Otmir fan, so don't take this as me, you know, trying to put it on him. It's not him. It's his fans. I think he's come out and already told his fans to kind of chill out a bit with all that stuff. And he's also come out and said, don't send hate to other drivers, but it doesn't matter. The internet will internet anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to give my 2 cents to this incident that's been causing so much confusion with the fans. I don't think there was really much there. And even if there was, you know, he got the 1 second penalty. Duncan Houghlin had a 3 second penalty. So at the end of the day, he still finishes P5 anyway. So I don't think there should be much controversy there or questioning whether Otis deserved the championship. He did enough to finish P5 in this race, which was enough to keep him ahead in the lead in the standings, and he is the new champion no matter what we think or say. So congrats to Otis. Let me know what you guys thought of this race and this incident. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot to say, and I'll see you guys in the next one.